Hello, East Hampton, and welcome to our first episode of Out in the Hamptons. I'm your host, Michael Jeffries, and it's a pleasure to have these fabulous guests with us today to celebrate and talk about the second annual Hamptons Pride Parade coming up next weekend. My first guest is live in the control room with me, Mr. James Macmillan.
Good afternoon. Jim Macmillan here from Brown Harris Stevens. We're one of the companies that are registered to march in the parade this June 3rd.
Fabulous. And then virtually from Columbia is Tom House, the executive producer of the Pride Parade. Can you hear us?
I can. Thank you so much, Michael, for having me. So if this is your first show, are we the first guests?
Yes, you are. And not only that, joining us in a few minutes is the mayor of East Hampton Village, Mr. Jerry Larsen. Hopefully that'll be smooth sailing. But Tom, welcome. How are you doing? First of all, Jim and I wanted to convey our sympathy about your brother. You're there in Columbia. I'm so happy to hear he's on the mend, and you guys are going to be coming back soon.
Yes. Tomorrow, my family lives in Florida, so hopefully we get a plane out tomorrow to Florida, and then I fly from Florida back to New York. So, but thank you so much. Thanks. The outpour of support and has just been really, really important and overwhelming. I love it. Thank you.
You're welcome. So let's just jump into the Pride because it's just around the corner. I'm interested in knowing, how did it all start? Were you the man that turned on the switch?
So it was a confluence of events. It started, I started Hamptons Pride. It's a not-for-profit public charity. I started it with the idea that we want to build something to commemorate and celebrate the LGBTQ plus history in Wainscott and what's now Wainscott Green on the footprint of the old swamp that we all know well, right? So, and
Jim.
So the idea is we're raising money to build a beautiful. Yes. So we're raising money to build something beautiful there, that where the past and the present meets, right? This generation of LGBTQ plus people will be hanging out on the footprint where gays and lesbians used to dance from the 70s, 80s, and 90s, right? But then Mayor Jerry Larsen, we're going to talk to in a minute, was talking to a mutual friend, and he was very concerned about East Hampton teenagers. And there had been, a series of suicides, LGBTQ plus students. And he's like, what can we do? And my friend said, well, there's never been a pride parade in the Hamptons. And then, of course, Jerry's next question was, well, who would do that? So, and of course, my friend knew I just started Hamptons Pride. And of course, how could we say no? The mayor called me in January of last year, right? 2 Januaries ago. And like, would you organize a parade? So that's how it started. And one day I'll write about this, but I'd never even been to a Pride parade before. And suddenly I was organizing one in January 22.
Oh, really? Where did you draw your inspiration from, or did you have a lot of help?
In terms of getting the parade started, you mean?
Yeah, the theme of the parade, the kind of the flow of it. Did you have a lot of support there?
There's been tremendous support for it. Hamptons Pride, we're a
Okay, that Mayor Larsen, yes. Hey there, Mayor Larsen. It's Mike Jeffries right here, the host of Out in the Hamptons. We're so happy you could join us. Thank you so much. How are you?
No problem. Nice to meet you, Mike.
Nice to meet you. How's your day going? Is all well in the Hamptons?
Everything's going great. We had a great day yesterday for the Memorial Day Parade, and it was
Awesome.
a big success. And we thank all the vets and the and the families for all their service. So we had a great day yesterday.
Does the village still have the town crier that comes down Main Street with the bell?
Yes, we still have Hugh King is his name.
Yeah,
Oh
great.
yes, Mr. King used to be
he's
my
terrific.
teacher.
He's great.
Yeah. Well, I want to just go around the room quickly, Mayor, to let you know who's with us today. Of course, I'm Mike Jeffries, the host, and then my co-host today, sitting across from me, is James Macmillan from the Brown, Harris, and Stevens Real Estate Company.
Well, equally important is I'm a member of the East Hampton Town Anti-Bias Task Force.
Oh, okay. So you guys
we'll
probably
also
know each
be
other.
registered and marching in the parade on June 3rd.
That's right.
Oh, great. Nice to meet you, James.
Nice to meet you.
And then last but not least, the executive producer of the Pride Parade that you know so well, Tom House, is with us.
Hey, Tom.
Well, he's in Columbia. So, Mayor,
right.
we were talking, Mayor, about the beginning of the first annual Pride Parade and how successful it was. Do you have the same benchmark and expectations for this year?
I have a feeling it's going to be much larger, and I've been hearing a lot of conversation about it. So Tom would probably have a better handle on it as far as how many participants he's expecting, but we're looking forward to it. Our whole the whole village board and a lot of people in the community. I was out to dinner last night, and people are very excited about it.
Super excited here. Sounds like you have more folks signing up to participate. Is that right?
I believe so. I haven't actually talked to Tom about it, but I can only guess it's going to get larger and larger. I mean, after last year's event, it was probably 6 months. Every time I went into a restaurant, people were thanking me for the event, and it was just a really good feeling to know that we have such a strong community, that everybody. I didn't hear one negative thing about it, so I just think the community just embraces every part of our community. So, and that was the goal.
Awesome. I think we have Tom back online. Is that right?
Hey, Tom.
Tom's virtually with us from Columbia, dealing with his brother who's on the mend. You probably heard about that, Ms. Larsen.
Yes, I did. I hope everything's going all right, Tom.
Yeah, it's all looking up. With luck, we're flying back to Florida tomorrow. Get him back to Florida, and then I'll be coming to New York. Time for the parade.
Oh, good. So, you're going to make it. That's great.
Oh yes, yeah. I will be there. Thank you. And Mayor Larsen, I don't know what you said in my absence, but we were talking about you just before you got on, about how you called me to with your concern about East Hampton teenagers and what we could do to help them. And the idea was a parade, and the ball all started rolling with Mayor Larsen.
No, thanks for that, Tom. Yeah, it was there was a situation in East Hampton where a young man committed suicide, and I just felt like, if that child would have had one more day, maybe circumstances in that person's head would have changed. And so I started, what could we do to help people in dark times to realize that they are supported throughout the entire community? So that's when I came up. I'm like, why don't we do a pride parade? That would be terrific, because we would have thousands of people, and young people who are struggling through these things would see that people really do support you and care about you, and it would be just terrific. And it was even better than I thought it was going to be. There was more participants. I had a young man and his mom come up to me at the end of the parade and hugged me and thanked me. They were crying, and it was very emotional. And the mom said to me, "You have no idea what my son has gone through in his young life, and this made all the difference." So, I mean, I was choked up. They were choked up. It was, and like I said, Tom, when you were off, I would bet for 6 months, every time I went out to a restaurant, people would come up to me, recognize me, and thank me for holding that parade. And it's been a great feeling. And, we want to, or I want to, continue this parade. There was some talk about maybe some of the other villages, we're moving it around and spread this around throughout the entire Hamptons. And originally, I talked to Tom about that and the other mayors, and everybody seemed happy to do that. But Tom was reluctant. He wanted to do it again in East Hampton this year, and I'm certainly happy to do that. I'm happy to do it every year, but that's up to Tom. And I think we lost
Tom. Yeah. They wanted to get bigger, Tom. Not just East Hampton, the Hamptons.
Right.
Can you hear us, Tom? Well, I'll answer for Tom, Mayor Larsen.
We can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you, Tom. Can you hear us? That's the question.
Technology.
Yeah, you know what? That's okay. I'll answer on his behalf. First of all, I love that it's in East Hampton because East Hampton has its own history, and the fact that it stems from a resident who unfortunately committed suicide, and from that you made something really beautiful that engages not only the LGBTQ community, but also the village itself. The whole village comes out. Businesses like my friend here, Jim, whose company is part of the parade this year. They have a booth, and Jim's going to be handing out some stuff. Is that right, Jim?
Yes, literature.
Yeah, we're going to get back to that in a minute. But it brings everyone together for a day, and it's just a wonderful thing. So if it gets bigger, great. But if it stays in East Hampton, I love that too.
Well, if I could just add to that,
I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
I think,
go ahead, James.
East Hampton would be terrific.
As a spectator last year, people were very uncertain about how it was going to go. And I have to tell you, I was very impressed. I saw women out there with their grandchildren. There was support from local religious establishments with big signs, very inclusive. Everybody just seemed to be so happy and joyous that finally a very important part of the East Hampton community is being included and being made visual. So again, we do thank you, Mr. Larsen, for arranging that, and Tom as well.
Yeah.
And it was a very, very positive experience last year. I understand we had about 45 registered participants last year. I'm curious if anyone knows what the number might be up to for this coming weekend.
I think only Tom has that info.
Oh, yeah, Tom probably has that info. But it's going to be bigger and better this year, he told me earlier. Mayor Larsen, did anyone give you pushback on the parade? I think I read something in the Star. Was it most predominantly positive?
Oh, it was overwhelmingly positive. It was only one man who wrote a letter afterwards and was upset by what happened. And he's a local attorney, and I actually filed a complaint with the bar about how vulgar his letter was, but they didn't do anything to punish him. But it was over the top, the letter. It was ridiculous. He was upset because our fire department participated in the parade. We also had our ambulance company in there. We had police in there. So it wasn't, it was just him, really. It was just him that was vocal. But otherwise, taking that aside, I mean, everybody, we had probably 1,000 people out here watching the parade.
Awesome.
So it was great. I mean, my doctor was marching in the parade. It was wonderful.
Does the mayor have a float? And if so, what's your theme?
No, we don't have a float. We actually set up in front of Village Hall and we wave to everybody going by, and then we follow the parade to the end. Gotcha. And then we join in the festivities in the park. It's a great time. I hope we have great weather like we did last year.
Yeah. I hope that Tom can join us again, because then we can talk about the festivities in Herrick Park at the end of the parade. Folks conjure at the park, and we have some. I believe it's some music, some DJing and dancing. Is that right?
Yes. Last year they had a DJ. They had dancing. They had a few, probably too many speeches, and it was a lot of fun.
Well, shout out to DJ Karen Ward, by the way. I know she'll be DJing this year. Again, she was the first DJ last year. Mr. Mayor Larsen, are you known for your dance moves?
Certainly not. No. I will not be dancing. I can guarantee that.
Oh, okay. We've got to teach you how to do the cha-cha slide.
But I'm looking forward. I've been looking forward to it since last year's event. So, and I made a promise when I spoke last year that this would be the first annual, and we were going to keep doing this. So, I'm excited about it. I know my family's excited about it, and we're all going to be out there to support.
Thank you. We're super excited about it too. Second annual East Hampton Pride Parade coming at you next weekend, folks. I think there's 2 days to register. So go online and register. Mayor Larsen, we want to thank you from the bottom of our heart for joining us today here on our first episode of Out in the Hamptons. It's been a pleasure. You have a great day, and hopefully we can do this again.
All right. Anytime, Mike. Thank you very much for having me on.
Let's have a nice round of applause for Mayor Larsen. Thank you.
Hopefully we'll see you. Mike, are you going to be out for the parade?
I'm going to do my best to get over there. So I'll shake your hand if you're available.
Yeah, look for me. Okay.
All right. Take care now. Bye. Hey, wave a flag. There we go. Bye-bye. See you Saturday. Jim, here, have a flag.
Whoops. Thank you.
So if we could get Tom back on, shout out to our tech guy, Jody here. Thank you, Jody, for working it out. He's bringing his brother back who was robbed and left for dead, basically. Oh, well, it's okay. I want to reiterate what Tom told us, and then I want to talk to you, James, about last year's parade. But as everyone knows, Tom is the creator, the executive producer of the first annual East Hampton Pride Parade, and he is back bigger than ever, making history in the Hamptons with the second annual Pride Parade 2023. Tom, can you hear us? Tom, are you there?
I think I'm back. Can you hear me?
Close your browser. Your other one.
It's so choppy. I'm so sorry.
Oh, you have.
That's okay. Where can folks go to register?
Online.
Okay, hamptonspride.org. And you just got a couple days left.
Okay, folks, you heard it.
Registration because there's a lot of people sign up.
Fabulous. If you can hear me, Tom, close that second browser. It's blocking your eyebrows.
I'm sorry?
Close that secondary. Perfect. Don't do anything. You're on. No problem. All right, Tom, we're at the end of our show. Can you reiterate what you want people to know about this year's Pride Parade and what they should expect?
Okay. It's the second Pride Parade in the history of the Hamptons.
And this year, folks, will be even bigger and better. So make sure you get there early and secure a spot on the side of Main Street so you don't miss anything.
You know what was fun? When
Again, James and I, we want to thank you. Yes,
Thank you
you're
very
welcome.
Much. Good luck with everything tomorrow, too. Safe trip.
Safe travels. Bye, Tom. We're going to wave a flag here. I have one for you as well.
Where'd you get those flags?
CCC. So before we end our show, I want to we want to talk to James McMillan. Thank you for coming all the way over here to be like kind of my straight man, no pun intended, because Tom, of course, is held up in Colombia. So what's so fascinating I really scored with you as my co-host because you were there. Not only were you there as a spectator last year in the first annual, but your company was there present. They even had a booth, and you were handing out stuff. Can you tell us a little about that experience?
Well, the booth will be with the East Hampton Anti-Bias Task Force. That's where I'll be handing out literature.
Oh,
on that.
got you.
But
yeah.
we did have a huge rainbow flag hanging from the front of our office right there on Main Street, so you could not miss it at all. It was about 10 foot long. Very nice. And yeah, the people were great. The reception last year was fantastic. So everybody's really looking forward to it this year.
I think Bay Street Theater should register and be part of the parade. Bay Street Theater should have a bunch of mimes like in Sad and Happy Faces doing like some dancing with flags and rainbow colors. That would be great. Did your company have
individuals had marched? I think it was by the time they realized it may have been too late for them to register, but this year they're all up and running, ready to go, like so many others are, I'm sure.
So I think that what is their float going to be, like a giant McMansion on the back of a flatbed?
We didn't have enough time to do that. Maybe we'll just pick up a trailer from Montauk and take it with us.
Be sure to hand out for rent signs or something.
This year we'll need them.
Yes. How much time do we have left, Jody? Oh, we're going to do Debbie Holiday. Yeah. All right. So, Tom, you are like Superman for joining us today under your circumstances, and you get home safe. So you can come back live another time here. Okay. You're welcome. All right. Everyone say goodbye to the man himself, Mr. Tom House. Round of applause.
Yes, Tom, thank you very much.
Thank you, Tom. I'm going to wave
Best
the flag.
tomorrow.
Folks, we're so excited to end the show on an upbeat note. We have the dance diva herself, a top 10 Billboard recording artist, numerous hits on the Billboard Club chart, the one and only Debbie Holiday, joining us from Los Angeles. She is going to give a 2-minute uplifting speech about strength, pride, and carrying on, followed by her new release, Find a Way. That being said, we want to thank you for joining us here on our first episode of Out in the Hamptons. Please come on back for the second episode coming your way soon. I want to thank my co-host today, Mr. James McMillan.
Oops, thank you all.
You knocked your mic out of the way. You're so excited.
First time, yes.
And thank you, Jody, for joining us in the control room. And thank you, LTV, for letting us do this. All right, everybody. Debbie Holiday, take it away.
Hey everybody, this is Debbie Holiday, and I just wanted to say thank you for checking out and supporting my new single, Find a Way, out on Switchcraft with Dirty Disco. Find a Way is a super personal and special song. I wrote this right after the George Floyd murder, and right now I feel anyone marginalized needs to hear that they can find a way to hang in there, to keep going, keep fighting, keep speaking your truth to power. And that's what this is about, finding a way.
I think we know who wins the flag waving contest. Michael, thank you. If you can hear me.